Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Monday, September 29th, around 10 p.m. Mountain Time, 2025. Another paroxysm is about to begin at Kīlauea. We've been live streaming it earlier, and after the show, we will restart that live stream. It is coming in waves, as it has for dozens of times since New Year's Eve. And we expect this to be a pretty spectacular fountaining event indeed. And we've got a tropical storm and a hurricane to talk about, so let's get to it. And buckle up, Buttercup, and keep calm. It's boom time. The hail map for Sunday, September 28th is epic. 2,756 households impacted by gorilla hail in the fall, many of them in New Mexico. And Tropical Storm Imelda forecast to take a sharp turn offshore, southeast U.S. Hurricane Humberto to brush Bermuda. Well, and Imelda may make a direct strike on Bermuda. Now, why? Why did it move? Yeah, why did Imelda's path go from landfall to seabound? Well, you all know. Now, don't you? Here are the old model trends 3 days ago, having it move on shore here. South Carolina, and now all the models showing it make a sharp turn and move away. Well, we told you. Yeah. The Fujiwara effect. That indeed is what's happening. Two low-pressure systems in close proximity, an atmospheric do-si-do in effect, and Humberto is so much stronger than Imelda, it's going to tow it away from the U.S. Thank you, Humberto. Currently, Cat 2, Cat 3, 115 mile per hour sustained winds for Humberto as it's going to rock up and away from Bermuda. The problem is it's going to drag Imelda right into Bermuda. Yeah, that's the story. Let's take a look at the warning cones. And you can see Bermuda is here, and that high pressure, 8 p.m. Wednesday, is going to be right offshore and just move just to the north of the island. Now, it's not going to be a huge hurricane, but it will bring significant damage to the island of Bermuda. So heed the warnings. And let's take a look. Let's take a look at the key message. Imelda is expected to intensify into hurricane Tuesday or Tuesday night, with a cyclone approaching Bermuda during the day Wednesday as a hurricane. A hurricane watch is in effect for the island of Bermuda due to the expected onset of tropical storm conditions beginning Wednesday afternoon. And that's a boom. Locally, heavy rainfall across coastal sections of South North Carolina could cause isolated flash and urban flooding through tonight. As Imelda passes near Bermuda, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall is expected from Wednesday into Thursday, which is going to devastate the island with flooding. Swells and high surf from both Humberto and Imelda are expected to produce dangerous marine conditions and rip currents along much of the east coast of the U.S. during the next several days. So heed those warnings and stay out of the water. And here is the full forecast. Marine and coastal impacts from Imelda are coming, and no one is bumming. Well, people that live on the coast of the east are, of eastern U.S. Swells and high surf from both Imelda and Humberto are expected to bring dangerous marine conditions and rip currents to much of the east coast over the next several days. So heed the warnings, folks. A series of Pacific frontal systems will bring waves of showers and thunderstorms to portions of Northern California and the Pacific Northwest through midweek. And the Four Corners are going to be seeing some heavy precipitation this weekend and early next week as well. There are the two storms currently sitting offshore. They're going to rapidly just make their way away from the U.S. And we'll just move this through. Here is Tuesday, and by Wednesday, Humberto is going to be far north of Bermuda, and Imelda is going to be heading right towards the island. Yeah. Wednesday night, Thursday morning should pass, and it looks like we're all in the clear here, except for snow that's coming. Oh, and that hurricane that just popped up there on the October 15th. But overall, the Atlantic hurricane season has been abysmal, as well as the Pacific season. But what we've told you, and if you've been listening, is that the warmer the waters get, the storms don't get more frequent. It's the exact opposite of what they've been telling you. We went over peer-reviewed literature that show during the last grand solar minimum, we had hundreds of major hurricanes hitting the U.S. 5 times as much have been hitting the U.S. in the last 50 years. So all of the fear-mongering is nonsense, and, well, we'll just leave it at that. And we'll take a look at total accumulated precipitation on the GFS model, and you're going to see that there is no real flooding rain. The only potential for flooding rain may be eastern North Carolina picking up 1 to 2 inches. Just not seeing it here, folks. So any of those crazy predictions of major flooding in South or North Carolina are just untrue. One other quick look. We'll take a look at total snowfall because it is approaching. It is fall, and we're going to hit winter. Big winter chicken dinner. And it looks like Canada is going to get a little bit of the global warming goodness through the first few weeks of October, as well as the Northern Rockies. And maybe even the Sierras will be picking up some of that global warming goodness as well. Shut up, Al! Get in your hole! Al Gore is not happy with this forecast. He says it doesn't snow anymore. Well, feet of snow hit the Alps. Shut up, Al! Yeah, he's still in his hole. No bundt cake. Early snow for India. Well, and Sierra snow still burying a 2022 balloon payload. What the heck does that even mean? Feet of snow hit the Alps. The European Alps have flipped from late summer warmth to early winter cold in just a few days, with snowfalls up to 2 feet of snow burying peaks in France, Switzerland, and Italy. At Zermatt's Gönnegrat, temperatures are now below freezing. Italy's Piedmont region logged its heaviest September snowfall in more than 30 years, forcing widespread road closures. And Switzerland's famed Gotthard Pass also had to shut as drifts mounted. How do you like them apples? Webcams show Tignes in France, white from 2,700 meters, and the Matterhorn wrapped in fresh snow. Swiss snow chasers shared scenes of buried alpine roads, while hostels near Rhone Glacier woke to midwinter landscapes. Yeah, and it's still September, folks. Let's talk about the very real problem of fracking wastewater. U.S. shale oil wells generate 27 to 45 million barrels of toxic wastewater every day, with shale gas adding billions more gallons annually. And all this is being injected deep into the ground, mostly in Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas. Traditional underground disposal is now polluting groundwater. It's also reactivating old wells and triggering earthquakes, some of the largest ever recorded in Texas and Oklahoma. Oil companies like ConocoPhillips and Chevron now warn that wastewater could flood oil reserves and choke production unless we develop alternatives. Well, I can tell you that injecting toxic waste a half a mile underground is no solution. So wake up and smell the roses. Seismic update. No quakes of note. Kamchatka continues to rumble with a 5.5. As well as abandoned Oregon off coast here in the transition zone 4.0 and more happening today. Overall, very low level activity of seismicity worldwide. And here we are over at the V1 cam at Kīlauea. Let's see if there's any activity change. Yes, another phase is coming forward. In just a few hours, in my opinion, maybe by midnight, we're going to have some huge lava fountaining, definitely overnight. So this live stream will be up all night on Rumble over at Oppenheimer Ranch Project. So go get it. Worldwide volcano news, we've got Semedu first on the list. An eruption was reported this morning. Liwatobi to 9,000 feet. Sangay, ongoing volcanic ash. Fuego as well, ongoing volcanic ash. Liwotolo to 7,000 feet. We can see Liwatobi Laki in Flores, Indonesia. Eruptions persisting today. Reventador to 18,000 feet. Liwotolo to 7,000. Semedu, who knew, now you do. An eruption was reported today. Sangay to 20,000 feet. Liwatobi to 9,000. Fuego to 15,000, Santiaguito to 14,000. Semedu, an eruption was reported. Volcanic ash possibly observed at Reventador. And where are we at here? Swanazima! exploded to 6,000 feet today. Popo to 21,000. Ibu to 7,000 feet. Dukono to 6,000. Shivalush to 12,000. Krasninikov, 7,000 foot puff there. That was the reactivated volcano from the 8.8 on the Kamchatka. Sangay, volcanic ash emissions are possible there. Livotolo to 7,000 feet. Semadu, an eruption was reported. And that wraps up the list for the day, bringing us to space weather. Low-level flaring, just that one impulsive M flare getting up into that high range there. No CME reported. Last 24 hours have been quiet, but we did head out into geomagnetic storming today. An active to minor G1 geomagnetic storm was observed today thanks to an enhanced solar wind stream containing a long sector of southward BZ. And you can see the aurora is lighting up again now, and that's because the BZ recovered, but is now pushing south once again. So really great conditions overnight for the next 6 to 10 hours for aurora as we push back up into KP1. And we're just coming off of KP1 here earlier today. And now it's dark. Now is your chance to get out and look up. We do have a G2 forecast through September 30th. I'm wondering why that's happening, because the BZ probably shifted south again. Yeah, they're going to put us up into geomagnetic storm in just a few hours. So go get out and look up. And in the coming days, we have to worry about these two huge coronal holes, 84 and 83. 83 is trans-equatorial, but 84 is close to the equator, so we could be seeing some impacts from these two streams in just about 3 or 4 days as they face Earth tomorrow. And the James Webb Space Telescope finds a bizarre planet baked by auroras far from any sun. This is more evidence of the electric universe, folks. We've got a dwarf planet, a rogue planet with no solar system, just moving through the universe, and it's glowing. Yeah, it has everything to do with charge differential and the fact that the entire universe is electrified. And some things have different charges than others. And when they do, there are discharges, like in the form of aurora. And that's a boom to knowledge. Hit the thumbs up, share this video. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. We need your help. Subscribe and hit the bell and be well. We love each and every one of you. Be safe. And that is a boom.